What scientific fact scares the absolute shit out of you? The universe might be a false vacuum. If it is, it could theoretically tunnel into a lower energy state and destroy everything in existence. Prions. That in 2023 we passed the 1.5-degree global warming limit set by the Paris Agreement. And for one day in 2023 we actually went to almost 2 degrees, but we keep marching on like the breadbaskets of the world are going to survive in the next 20 years. They are now thinking we might reach 4 or possibly even 8 degrees of warming by 2100. The brain is basically 3 pounds of fat with some salt in it. I'm Britain. Due to government austerity, 5-year-olds are 1 cm shorter today on average than they were in 2010. Watching the world's fish population decline is terrifying. When they die, the ocean dies. The worst part is that the fisheries are still trying to reason with the masses, when the right thing to do is obvious and supported by science. Also, when I was pursuing my degree work, I had to learn far more about water than I ever wanted to. There are so many terrifying facts about the water we consume, and the public is so annoying and so unassuming. It just breaks my heart, really. Turtles breath out of their buttholes. We are currently within a global extinction event. The Earth flips between 2 types of climate, the icehouse and the greenhouse climate. The icehouse state causes ice ages. We're living in an ice age, and are an ice age species evolved in and for ice age conditions. Apparently we've now broken the thermostat and turned our little interglacial into a permanent warming period. When the ice age ends and the planet goes back to a greenhouse climate, parts of the planet may end up being uninhabitable for higher organisms due to too high temperature. We'll get a desert planet, which is kind of cool though. Vacuum metastability. Worry is like a rocking chair. It keeps you busy but never gets you anywhere. Live your life. Control what you can. I'm 51. Sometimes I get scared I may be in that category of dementia. It's just starting. Sometimes I'll try to remember something I did in the past week or even the day before, and it will be something I should not forget, like the name of the movie I watched. Like I know I watched a movie, but cannot remember the name or what it was about. Alas, I have no insurance, so can't get checked out. It's very worrisome. The number of places where water is a scarce resource, and combine it with the excess use of water in many of those places or nearby places, that we live within a few miles of gas, atop floating rocks, in the great vacuum of unforgiving space, quite literally a stone's throw, at any moment, from total and complete annihilation. That in 2029 Apophis asteroid will swing by Earth, between Earth and its geosynchronous GPS satellites. If it's within 600 miles of the planet, it will get nudged just enough by our gravity that in 2036 it will collide with Earth. Never is not very long when you are 65. The universe will be cold and entropic infinitely longer than it will be warm and life-bearing. It's the Alzheimer's for me too. My grandmother and all her female siblings had Alzheimer's, but also lived into their 90s, but just completely in another mental dimension in those last years. It's believed that her mother, my great-grandmother, also had Alzheimer's, and likely other women in the family too, as they all exhibited the same things. That was just decades before the science existed to explain any of it. I assume my mother will likely also battle Alzheimer's, and that I will too. We all also have chronic migraines, have from childhood. My oldest son has them as well, and that concerns me for his future. Does this mean he likely will also have Alzheimer's to deal with later? None of the men in the family have ever dealt with Alzheimer's that we know of, or chronic migraines. My son would be the first. The brain is so fascinating to me in general, but it's the Alzheimer's that really gets me. That I age daily towards death.